Okay, let me give a clap for the translators. Awesome. So welcome you guys to Online Business Time. What is this call? Basically, you get three of us and other people who are on the call as well, who work with Access Consciousness. And this is about any question you might have, or how can we contribute to you, either having your Access business as a practitioner, maybe you just offer bars, maybe you're a bars facilitator, maybe you'd like to become a bars facilitator, maybe you've taken a choice of possibilities class, and now you've heard you're this thing called the CFMW and can facilitate intros. Maybe you want to be a CF. So really anything and everything this call is for you, and what you want to ask about, anything about your business, access, anything like that. So if you do not know me, I'm Emily Russell. I'm the worldwide kitten herder for Access Consciousness, which who knows what that title is. Gary brilliantly came up with it. It's one of the things I get to do is create with all of the facilitators and practitioners, the kittens of the Access world. And then we have also Francesca Fiorentini, who's the worldwide coordinator.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here with you today. And you say my name perfectly, Emily, by the way.
Oh, good job. And Francesca, as you can tell with her beautiful accent, she's Italian, but she's been in Australia for the last year and a half during COVID.
And I'm going back to Europe soon for a trip. So I will be in Italy and Europe. And in Mexico, if anyone is coming to Mexico for, yeah.
And then we have Megan Hill on, where you're the head of marketing and other Access brilliance. To have a title is kind of silly in Access because
we just try to have a title, and you know where we go.
Exactly.
Cool. Hi, everyone.
So to start with, like, really, you guys can put questions in the chat. We're pretty good about that. Or would like really, if anyone would like to unmute and ask anything to start, unless Francesca or Megan, you had something like.
Well, just to give a bit of background, when we used to get together and have live classes, we would often have these as one night of a choice of possibilities. We would stay after, and anyone could in the local area attend and ask questions about becoming a bars facilitator or what's up with Access Consciousness. Like, there's so much information, and you guys can literally ask us anything. We may or may not have answers for you or information for you, but we will do our best to find out. And then, as you guys know, with COVID, we haven't had as many live classes, and we've attempted to do it during class sometimes, but everybody gets a little fried. So we thought we would start doing these every couple of months. So this is really for you guys. If you have questions about Access, about about classes, about anything business related, it doesn't have to be business related, but really, we're here for you guys, and we get that Access is chaos. It functions on chaos. And for some of you, if you are like, I don't even know where to go to find something, ask us and we can help you find your way, basically.
Yeah. Truly. It was funny because the other day it was just, we have question. Do we have question?
I do. I see. No. You can go. And then I see Alba has a hand raised, which might be hers or the Spanish line, then Joanne. But yeah, you can go first.
It was just this little thing, just, whatever title you have, guys, could be a CF, could be a BF, could be a PPF, could be, as Emily say, you just had a bars class, so a COP. No, it doesn't really matter. But we all went through this, that I'm just about to say. Yesterday I was with my Pilates teacher. She got access a little bit from me and from Simone. And finally, she's choosing to do the foundation class. Finally, because she's been looking at forever, but she never chose it. And then she said, what do you think? After foundation, will I be able to explain Access? And me and Simone, I think all of you guys know Simone Milazas, we look at each other and we look at her and say, probably, what if after foundation, you don't have any more the necessity to explain Access? So how much, like, as a facilitator, practitioner, someone that came across these amazing tools, they want to explain it to others, but those tools don't need to be. You be the change and the invitation for others to, say, hey, I want to have that. So everywhere we have been, anyway, myself as well in the past, limiting and creating point of view or whatever there is, like, because we wanted to explain access to others. We want to have other people getting access even before starting a business. We're just trying to create all of that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POC, POC, or natural, pros and beyonds. So we can go with the calls, but I was like, I was like that as well.
Totally. Which reminds me of my favorite Gary Douglas quote, that you cannot sell access consciousness. You can just be
Thank
it or
you.
live it. Same for explaining it, selling it. Like, you can just be it. Yeah. Cool. All right. We have questions. Let's, Alba, you are first.
Let me know if this is appropriate for this forum or not. I'm totally cool with either way. So there's two things. One is I've noticed that there's like a limitation with when we create a class, if we can include something written like a mini manual or a PDF, or, you know, like a preset of, I don't know, questions if we're going to do an intro on money. I'm wondering if there's something different that we could be doing around that. I get it, but I've been having that sense of, I would love to be able to do that for some programs or for classes, if it's something that we could explore.
Yeah, I can take this one. I think this is usually a question I pass to Pam. But
Animator here today, but maybe we should.
But from what originally, for those of you that don't know, like, if there's so many different types of facilitators and different classes and intros and classes people can create. So the general like guideline and access, we know that kittens do not like rules. One of the gifts of you as a humanoid is that you don't follow the rules. And there are certain guidelines we come up with that really are from, years of creating access, Gary's awareness of, hey, this will contribute to like growing your business or not. And one of the things that's a guideline, but again, nothing is ever black and white, is don't create your own whole manuals, because it becomes a strange copyright issue with access and translating in that. Now, that being said, like Alba, there's another case of, hey, I'm creating this intro and I just want to put some things on paper for my people in class to look at. That, what I know Pam has said is, hey, email us. And we have tons of emails at Access. The one, if you just can remember customer service at accessconsciousness.com, they will direct you to the right place, but we don't want to limit creation. So that guideline's in place so it doesn't get weird that people are creating these giant copyrighted strange manuals. But like, hey, I want to do a handout with this, or I have a program that would contribute, email us and we just go, cool, this looks good, you're good.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yay! I didn't know that you could do that. Awesome. And then the second thing is, I've been looking at changing my website and I'm choosing to go with Kajabi. I've just noticed that it really creates so much. I don't know if you can talk a bit about the pipelines. If you're familiar with it, what could we, like, how to get the most out of it? If you have any information about that.
My child's school is calling. I'll be right back.
I thought my child.
I can talk a little bit about this, and then if someone else knows more than me, because this is one of the things I pay someone in my business to do for me. But Kajabi is one of the platforms you guys could choose if you have your own website. You could choose Kajabi. There's Squarespace. There's, a zillion places you can host your business, and they all have different functions. You also, if you don't want to have your own website, when you have a public profile on the Access Consciousness website, it's a great way to start, because people can find you on our website and you can put like a contact me button and info about you and your social media handles and a video. Then there's more complicated, not complicated, more complex systems that have different levels of marketing. So when Alba's saying like, how do you use the pipeline? Kajabi websites have a wonderful, like almost like a fill in the blank backend system where it's like, hey, I want to create a pipeline, or a funnel is another way people describe it, as here's how you interest people. Like here's a free PDF that explains who does it belong to. And then so people go, oh, I want that. And they opt in or say yes, they give you an email and you give them a free product. And then a pipeline or a funnel is like how you nurture that audience after that. So then it can be like, oh, now I'm going to I'm going to plop in a video I want them to watch next. And then after that, I'm going to plop in an audio gift. And then after that, I'm going to invite them to my, product or class or something like that. And the nice thing about Kajabi is they kind of give you the framework and you set but you change the text of the emails and the titles and how many days they'll go apart. But once you set it, it runs on its own. So every one time you share that first link for your free PDF, for example, the people that say yes to that will just move through this pipeline or funnel to an end thing that you want to lead them to. That's my explanation of it. They're wonderful. And is your question how to use them more, or?
Well, if you had like any recommendations of what's been cool to use, like where have you noticed that there's been more engagement? If is it a PDF, it's an energy pool, is it a free class? Like, I don't know. There's as you said, there's so many options. I'm like, okay, we can, like maybe do one and then another and another, but
I think, can I say something here? Because it's not about the right product or the right opt-in or it's really like, first of all, what is actually, because thank you for this question, Alba, because if you go out of the computation of, I need to give the best opt-in so people will actually sign up. Why people are signing up to your website? Because they're interested about you. They're interested about you, right? So what is the difference that you be? That it's what people getting attracted of it. Because you are different than Amy, you're different than me, you're different than Gary and Dane and all of us, right? So what is it? And like anything, and then Emily, if you want to jump on, but for me, it's like, it's not about the PDF, it's about the constant engagement you have with people. And you could do a free call on something and then put it as an opt-in, for instance. Usually you don't put it as an opt-in, it's something that's paid, right? For it, I don't like so much PDF for it, that's my personal thing, because they look very good graphic wise, otherwise, right? Depends. So it's really like, what is fun for you to create? And just that, right?
And the energy, what you said was so brilliant. It's like everything with Access Consciousness is created, inviting people to a totally different reality. So if you look at how everyone does sales and marketing, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and that'll get you a certain result. But how many of you actually know when someone sends you something, download this for free, and then they are going to email you constantly afterwards? So what could you actually do that's different that would actually be more engaging, and switch it up? Maybe one time it's this and one time it's that, but be really aware of the energy that you're being with it. Because if you are being, hey, here's something free, but I just want to grow my database, people are aware of that. So what would you like to create and what would be fun? And if you were doing it for the fun of it, what else would be possible?
Cool. Thank you so much. Super useful.
Cool.
And one of the questions we get a lot, and I love what both Megan and Francie said, is one of the things you guys all have as an advantage, which you may not realize, is that because you're playing with Access Consciousness and energy, the tools you have in business are so far beyond what anyone else is creating with. So really follow
use them.
Like
use
so
them.
far beyond. And so you'll find people will tell you about pipelines and funnels and opt-ins, and there's this reality. Always ask, what do I know here? What would create the most, be in the question, and then you can use this reality to create a business greater than anyone else. But when you get trapped in someone selling you the right answer, or you must run a Facebook ad for this, it's like you invalidate what you know and the tools that we have that are so different. So it's like energy pulls and asking questions, and every time you create something like that, having your energy in it, and it's so different. No matter if it's just offering a bar session or putting up a video, everything is so different when you use the tools.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Cool. Joanne, I think you're next.
Hi, I just wanted to ask about the money workbook, if there's a certain amount of calls that you have to do with that, and like in a duration, or is it just whatever you feel?
Ooh,
Can I
need-
say? It's all
Yes,
on, it's
yeah.
all on the, it's actually all on the hour. You are a CF, right, Jeanne? So
Yeah.
it's all on the CF
business
manual.
Business pages.
All the guidelines are there. But if
Oh,
I'm
okay.
correct, should be at least 10 calls. And we
Okay, 'cause
actually
I
look
did
at to
look on
have
the
a minimum
link, but not
amount.
in the menu.
No, it should be in the
Yeah.
should
Manual.
be in the facilitator manual. But if I'm correct, it's 10 calls and with a minimum amount. But then it look, yeah, at least 10 calls.
Mm.
And then it's truly sometimes when you don't have, when you can't find the information, you can all write customer service, as Emily say, because it's great. They direct to the correct goggles.
Awesome.
Mainly as a CF, everything, all the guidelines are in the
Okay.
facilitator manual. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
Pam is working a lot on that constantly to update it. So
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're so welcome.
Julie.
Okay, hi. I have a foundation class tomorrow, and I had two
Yay.
people registered. Yay! Two people registered, one paid and the other one canceled. And I'm still in the question. I'm asking for miraculous things and people to show up and my teammates to help people find the class. It's been on the Access website for months. And I'm just wondering, are other facilitators having similar, small turnouts? And what else can I be so that it can be even greater?
Well, are you willing to do it regardless of how many people show up?
Yes, absolutely.
So what's been coming up for you? Like you said, I posted it on the Access Consciousness website 2 months ago. I know that one thing, I will just speak openly creation wise, is that in the last few months, I guess 6, I don't know how many months, everything creation has been different. So like anytime I tried to do anything from the way that I had done it before, by thinking or judging or concluding that this is the way to do it, it's like everything would fall flat. And it's been inviting me personally and with people that I work with to truly be like, when they were greeting today, I don't know how many of you were on here, but they were talking about creating on quicksand. So being the question with everything. So, what is this? Can I change it? If so, how do I change it? With every single thing, with every single creation, because maybe it's, hey, is now the time? Would it like to move dates? Is there something else I can add to it? Like constantly being the question with any of the creations that you have going on, rather than I put it up and no one's signing up. Have you been asking, how does it get it better than this?
Yes.
Truly?
Yes, I have. And yes, I've been asking lots of questions about it. And I was really getting that it was starting to create. And who knows, maybe I went to conclusion or something.
Well, so everything that is, will you just start and create it?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. I will tell another personal story. There was a class that Gary and Dane were doing several months ago, and the numbers were not like, and they don't look at numbers, they really don't. But Francesca and Emily and
we do.
And they tell us not to and to relax and all sorts of things, but we just can't help ourselves. And it was a really cool class, and now I can't even remember the title of it. But it was a special class and like 2 days or something. And I think there was like 15 people registered or something about a week or 2 out from the class. And I was horrified because we'd done all the right things, we'd done the emails and the videos and we've done all the stuff. And it was just, it was like no one was listening or hearing it, or they were rejecting it. I have no idea. And I text Gary and I was like, is there anything else we can do? And he said, well, you've already decided, how does it get any worse than this? And I was like, damn it. And I said, okay, so what can I do to change it? And he just wrote, how does it get any better than this? And I was like, holy shit, I've been asking, how does it get any better than this? But energetically, I was asking, how does it get any worse than this?
Yeah,
So everywhere
with the
you guys,
judgment.
with the judgment. So everywhere you guys have been doing that with anything that you're creating, like, fucking this sucks, but how does it get better? But it's really like, this sucks so bad. Can we destroy it and create it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what would it truly be like to ask universe, how does it get any better than this? Please show me.
And
Cool.
with that, Megan, that's so brilliant. If you guys didn't see today, there was another body whispering Facebook Live with Dane. And he gave that exact example with creating a butt. And he was like, most of you are going to ask for this butt that you would like, but it doesn't end up getting created. Like, here's your class you want to create, because you have these other points of view about what's wrong with it now that keeps that possibility of the question from showing up. And I was like, when you were just saying that story, that's so much what we do with our classes and businesses is we are asking, and then we have all these judgments of what's wrong, which keep that from showing up. We're just really being the question, and that like that fluidity and lightness, letting that in the creation, so that can create it rather than the
At
judgment.
the same time, like, so it's the same concept for me. When you are truly honest with you, really, because you know if you don't want to do the class, you know if when you chose the date wasn't the date, so you chose it because, like, all of these things. Because all put together, when you're really honest, anything can change in a heartbeat. And if for me, it's always like, who didn't do a foundation just for one person? I did. I was live as well, and this person was a maniac. It was so good. I think it was also my first foundation. It was, but then whatever had been created in his life and in my life was great. I'm so happy I chose to just go for it. And but sometimes I cancel them too. So it's just like, what do you know? What are you aware here? That if you allow yourself to receive the information and be the information, will create a totally different reality. Too.
Yeah, I think I'm like wondering what I'm missing or what I'm not doing, which is a judgment.
Well,
So-
you're the worst facilitator in the world, Julie. So what if you just say that so you don't have to prove that you're not? Because it's, you know, what if, like, the worst mom in the world? I am. That's me and everything. So truly look at what is not, like, what can you add instead? Because otherwise the missing part will always come up. If you ask what is missing here, okay, what can I add here today?
Awesome. Thank you.
It's a different, right? Yeah, thank you.
And what's right
We are
about it?
all the worst facilitators in the world. Let's just make it as a statement. Sorry, I'm Megan.
Just what's right about it we're not getting, what's right about it
Yeah.
you're not getting. I mean, everything there's been so much that's been coming up that seems like it's something wrong. It's truly inviting us to what else is possible beyond it. And if you're willing to, like, you know, bring that up and, okay, I am the worst creator of classes ever, cool. Secrets out, what else is possible, you know?
And what future are you all creating that you haven't acknowledged? And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that, would you destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pock, puddle, nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Because, you know, Julie, you were saying you're aware of it, like it seemed like, yeah, it was growing. How many also people are you aware of that maybe aren't choosing this foundation, but are in the future, or are choosing something else with access, or have, and, you know, so often it's that tenacity of, like, someone in the chat mentioned Dane and Shannon O'Hara did a call on the space station Earth a week or so ago. And they were both talking about how they started with one or two people in their foundations, were so excited, but allowed it to grow. And also that energy, like, we so write off something if you ended up canceling it, or there were one person like, oh, that was a failure. But if you don't write it off and you just keep asking it to contribute to all of your creations, that whole what's right about this takes on a different, like a bigger space. Cool. Ashima.
Hi.
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 Right.
Hi. Okay, so I have only, okay, I'm not a facilitator, but I have done access bars and the facelift. So I'm a practitioner. So I was wondering, like, what can I do and how can I invite people for sessions and like to run the bars and facelift and what, I mean, how did you go about it? If I weren't choosing to be a facilitator, how does one?
You're a bars facilitator and a
No, I'm not a facilitator.
Practitioner.
bars practitioner.
Yeah, just a practitioner.
I would say like look at what you can do to get either bars or facelift out in the world. If there's little sample sessions that you can do, are you willing to make some phone calls or contact local businesses? Right now, especially, a lot of people obviously are relying on internet to connect with people. And if you're willing to go beyond that wall and, call someone up on the phone that you've never met before, maybe go into a business and offer them, hey, I'm offering sessions if you'd like to try it. I don't know if there's I don't know where you are or if there's events anywhere, but people have done things at like farmers markets or parades or whatever, where you actually get out there in the world and invite people to actually come into your world and sample something. That's where I would start with getting it out there.
Okay.
And also we have now, there is the months of You Are Not Alone. That's a great possibility to start. You can also create a little flyer and offer free sessions, as Megan say, and Access is supporting that too. Access is an authority in the world now. She has so much resources. You know what I mean? It's not that, if you look at Dane, Simone, Gary, Brandon has been interviewed in so many media. So that's as well, like, what if you can use that to your advantage too? There is a lady here in Australia that she started her business, like literally with some of the flyers, going through the local businesses, inviting them to one of these free events so people could, have their bars run, and then the follow-up. So you never know where the seeds go. Like, what else can you add? There is no the right way. It's the engagement with people and letting,
Okay.
And Bashma, let me just add, because when Megan had mentioned like a sample bar session or shorter, which Jen in the comments saying, that really helped grow her business. It's to explain bars is one thing, to offer a session and someone experiences it is another. When we say like a short bar session, there's many ways you can do that. But what a lot of people do is the first energy pull, implant band, and restructuring. If you are a bars facilitator, there's actually an intro to bars class that has a couple questions and those 3 points, which is awesome. But as a practitioner, you can offer those mini sessions for free at different, which is a great way for people to go, oh, that's what that is. I'll have more of that without having to explain it. So I just wanted to point that out. And also in the chat, I put a link. It's accessconsciousness.com/BP resources. BP is for bars practitioner. So if you've taken a bars class, you're a bars practitioner. You click on that, it's free. It's an online library that does have, there's no replacement for engaging with people, but it has resources in there to give to the people when you see them, or a beautiful PDF you can email to a spa and say, hey, I would love to come in and offer you guys taste of bar sessions. Here's what it is. Can I come in and talk with you, or a yoga plate or whatever that is? But so that has resources there that if you're a facilitator, you already have access to in your Ning, but we created this for people who've done a bars class and want to get sessions out in the world and are looking for the resources. So that's that link in there that you can click on too.
Okay, thank you. And I have another question.
Just really quick, I put the link to the accessconsciousness.com/you are not alone. Like Emily said, or whoever said it, there's a whole campaign going on, and it just started yesterday. So that's going to keep building, and there's media and everything going out, and we're continuing that also into October. Just so you guys know, October is Mental Health Awareness Month, so you can use that. Like, hey, are you stressed out? Do you have anxiety? Do you feel overwhelmed? Here's a sample that I'm offering just this month if you'd like to participate. So it's a really great thing to get involved in.
Great. So if I'm not mistaken, you have gifting and receiving set bars on that for that month, right? So can I register for that? And do I have to, can I,
Or like a trade night or?
yeah, for like gifting and receiving
Yeah,
sessions?
so yeah,
What?
as a practitioner, you can, when you've just taken a bars class, you can offer sessions and then you can host gift and receivings. Do you mean on their own or part of You Are Not Alone?
Part of You're Not Alone on the website?
Cool. So for any of you, if you can always create whatever you'd like and get it out in your own way, right? Through your social media or emails and everything. And then using the Access website, if you choose to get a public profile, and I forget, someone might know, Carolyn, you're on how much that is, but you pay like a one-time setup fee to have a public profile on the Access website. And then I think it's a small monthly fee after that, or you pay twice a year.
$9. Yeah.
Yeah, something, it's not much. And that's how, when we do have these events or things like this, someone can, if you have a gift and receive event, or for You Are Not Alone, the free event is called an Access Bars Free Clinic. That's how you post it. And that way, when someone goes to the website, and about 1 million people go to the website a month, and when we do these bigger campaigns, right, they come to this one page, and that's how they can either search for You Are Not Alone. We basically have 2 big buttons on that page. It's like find a practitioner near you, which means if you have a public profile, they can search any practitioner or facilitator. You don't have to be a facilitator to have a profile. You can have a profile as a practitioner. And then they filter by country and state and can find you that way. And then there's another button that says experience or book a free bar session. And that takes you to the posting. Like, again, when you have a profile, you get to post classes or events. That's called an Access Bars Free Clinic. And that's what you're talking about if it's part of You Are Not Alone, because that's what we've asked the practitioners and facilitators to post that as. So this is a great like example of when there's something like this and you're like, but I'm a practitioner, how do I get this information? One is we're going to have these calls every month, but as a practitioner, there's also an all practitioner Facebook group. Cassie, you're getting links really fast, so maybe you can find that. And then this Kajabi, the online Kajabi that I'm talking about, which is great because then we more make videos or emails or posts that explain, hey, log into your Access account, click on create event, find Access Bars Free Clinic, post for free, and then you know how to do that. And then there's all the graphics in there for sharing it and things like that. But that's how you would do that. And that's how it would get found on the website.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Because I signed up for the public profile. So I was just wondering, like, how does one go about like being part of it and to get more people to try it?
Yeah. So if you guys have it, then you would just basically, after you create a public profile, you know how when you go to accessconsciousness.com and you log in to sign up for a class, when you log in, you'll have a different drop down when you've bought a public profile or you're a facilitator, and it'll say like create an event or class. And that's what we would click on. It'll walk you through that. And then when you have a public profile, post to the Access website.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And you can change. I highly suggest that regardless of your facilitator or practitioner license, you can change your profile. So if you are like really excited to get involved with bars and everything during the next 2 months, on your public profile, make that the beginning intro and say, here's where I'm having it and contact me. You can change your photo out. You can update it as much as you'd like and really target people. You could put, it allows for a video. So you could put a video in there about how maybe you have experience with Access Bars and anxiety or depression. Put something up about that and really use it that way.
Yeah.
You can change it in 2 months if you want.
Yes, done. Thank you.
And when we keep talking about these online libraries, and we're often using the word Kajabi, which just means it's a brand, but basically it means it's a website that holds, it's like an online library. So it's a great way to get you guys resources. They're free. So if you go to accessonlinecourses.com, and I'll put that link in there, you'll see you can sign up for a facilitator online library or a CFMW online library or a Road to CF online library. The link I mentioned earlier for bars practitioners is a different link, which is in there, accessconsciousness.com/BP resources. But those are where you go to. It's free. You just sign up. But then that way you always have access to the latest information, updates. The replay of this call will be uploaded in all of those places. We also will send it out by email, but the fastest place to find replays are going to be on those online libraries or in the Facebook groups too. We post them as well. Cool. All right, I think Frita, I'm probably totally saying your name wrong. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's
Hey.
hello, good evening. For me it's evening.
Hello.
Pritia, and I'm sorry I'm in the dark because I live off grid and I don't have a lot of battery. So
You're good.
it's very small lights and candlelight. You can't see anything. I have actually more questions now, I realize, because, well, no, the profile, I had a profile on the website and somehow I forget to renew and then I'm kicked off. But my story is not saved, is it? That if I pay again, that I get my old story back, what I published.
Good question. Caroline?
Exactly.
I think maybe you
I'm
can.
here. I'm here. I'm just not on video.
Do you know the answer to that one?
Yes, I mean, within reason, if your public if you stop paying for your public profile, within 6 months, 8 months, we don't really have exact a limit. If you start paying again, it will just show up as you had it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was such automatic taking out of the credit card, and then I don't know why it stopped, but it stopped. Probably me, that I had to renew something or so.
Well, maybe your credit card, maybe the expiry date changed.
No, not this time. No. That not. Okay, but I will look into it.
You can
I
always
haven't-
write to customer service.
Okay, I will. Yes. Okay, I will check that. I
Okay.
have another question. I do have a little shop, and I was wondering if, and I want to do the whole bars thing in the back, and I was wondering, can I make postcard size thingies where I either say something about the bars or whatever, and use quotes that is already on the Ning, or what Gary said, or what is already out there, just like well, you're not alone, and on the backside say something about the bars, or something about free sessions, or something about whatever. Is that allowed, or do I have everything what I print or have hanging on the wall? Do I have to ask for permission for everything?
No, it's
Can
not
I
only,
No.
yeah, not only is it allowed, it's encouraged that you use all the materials that we create. Like, you can use them anywhere. That's like, so say you're like, oh, I love this "You Are Not Alone" square graphic. Okay, cool. I'm going to print it, and on the backside, print my information, or print a QR code to find my website, or take this meme I saw on Gary's Facebook and a quote he has and write that there with my, anything like that. Please use it.
Okay.
And you can, we know that all of you are very creative. So if you want to create your own as well, you can also do that, as long as, the only thing is as long as you give credit back to Access Consciousness, so that it's Access Bars as part of Access Consciousness, and you're not making it seem like you invented the bars. That's totally cool. The only time you have to ask for permission is if you're going to sell those things. So say you get really excited and you create meme like quotes and stuff and you want to sell that, that's what you do have to actually submit a product approval form for. So,
Okay. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was very, especially the what's next? No, how does it get any better than that? And that you're thinking, how can it any worse than this? That was such an eye opener. Thank you very much.
And just a reminder, I don't know if like this is one of those things that kind of goes away sometimes, but all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory is something that Gary Douglas has said forever, to put on any sort of material that's marketing material at all. Put it on your websites, put it on your business cards, put it everywhere, because it's actually a mantra that's designed to wake people up so that they see that. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I've been looking for this forever.
Oh, brilliant. Yes.
So don't forget to include that. And then, but don't say it every day, 30 times a day or anything. That would be bad.
Nah,
Just
don't
put
do it.
Just put it on your business card.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cool.
And Cassie put in a link in the chat too, if you guys are seeing the chat and want to paste it out. We do have, if you, like Megan said, you can create your own, and then we have some of these other graphics we'll create for events, but there's also graphic packs that you can purchase as a bars practitioner or as facelift. And they, let me screen share for a moment if I can.
Do it.
Okay. Where, like, for example, this is a bars postcard where on the front, like basically this one is an example, sorry. So we have Simone's stuff on here. But there's questions, you get to put your name in here, and then, oh, sorry. And then the other side is what are the bars, and there's little bars head chart. So this is like something you can order, and you just fill in your information and you have something already made for you. So that's the postcard I just showed you. There's also like a trifold brochure. There's a business card, the logo to add to things, banners. So those are all available at that link and you can buy a whole pack, or you could just go, oh, I'd really like that postcard or the brochure. So I don't have to create something. Oh, it's already made for me. And then you can pass that out, or when you talk to people, or have it in a coffee shop or whatever you'd like. So if you didn't know that,
those are in a million languages. So, and please, I would love feedback on it. We were exploring like if anyone even uses them. So if you guys, we were looking at changing that all up, but if you guys do use them or you didn't know about them and you'd like to, let us know because we were considering changing it. So.
And then before we take Shauna, you're next. Let me address, Cadence has a question in the chat. She's in lockdown where some of you guys are in different countries. I'd like to hear about the contributions other practitioners are creating while running bars is not an option. What fun is everyone having? One thing I just wanted to announce, because we're on here, since COVID, there are different things that have had a special online exception. Bars is not one of them. Bars is an in-person. You need another head in person to be with. So bars, you need to be in person. But we have created different introduction classes. The foundation used to be only in person. It's been in person and online during this period. And then we've been asking Gary, like, when do you want to extend that date? And he just extended the online exception date to January 1st of 2022. So CFs will be offering foundations online still as any sort of a CFMW, meaning if you've taken a choice of possibilities class, bars facilitator, facelift facilitator, body process facilitator, has a lot of introduction classes that we've made manuals for and graphics that are all done for you that you can facilitate online right now. As a practitioner, if you're just a practitioner of bars, that is really, bars can be, you can offer sessions or trades. So because that's in person, I know people have been doing different things, even if they're in lockdown, like having, whatever works for you. But those two things are in person. I don't know if anyone else wants to add something they've been doing. So if you're a facilitator, you have those intros you can do online. Other people have been doing things on Zoom, but bars itself cannot be done as like a distant process or on Zoom.
we have meetings with people all over. We have like every couple of months we get together and we meet with people all over the world and have them tell us like what's going on in their area. And a few months ago, like when it seemed like everyone was in lockdown, it was so interesting to hear the people that were like, I don't care. I've been having underground bars classes, or, you know, it really became obvious that your point of view creates your reality. So the people that were like, nothing's possible, I can't do anything, they just sort of stopped. And then the people who were like, I'm just looking for what else is possible, started creating all sorts of random stuff. So again, before we came on, some of you guys were talking about how you love being around people talking about possibilities versus impossibilities. And now, as we're a year and a half, or I don't even know how long it's been, but really start looking at, okay, supposedly I can't gather, and what else is possible? Can I have people over to my house? Can I do, you know, what else is actually possible to be able to gather in person, whether it's 2 people, 4 people, things like that, because it's such a gift for you to actually get your bars run like by an actual person and receive bars and gift bars and body processes and all of that. So I know that there's a lot of stories out there, people doing things, they're not necessarily posting it on social media if they're on official lockdown, but be willing to break some rules perhaps. I don't know. I didn't say that, but you know, see what boundaries you can push maybe.
Get around.
How do you get around it? Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, Francesca's leaving Australia in 3 days. That's a miracle.
She's getting out.
Actually, 2 days, guys.
2. Oh my
Ladies, I have
goodness.
a question. Are there any legal ramifications to that? Like that we should be aware of?
What do you mean?
To do work underground or I
mean,
well, look,
it's not like illegal. I'm not saying like illegally underground, but I'm just saying people were finding ways to still get together.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's it's that, and you need to be aware of what is around you, your country and everything. But it's for everything, like it's mainly that. That's it. So maybe you can have 2 people in your house. It depends on what are the regulations. Yeah. For your own country.
Or maybe you have a bars trade outside, because that technically, is
True.
really outside is okay. Depends on where you are.
And Sheena's, sorry. And let me just say, if like as a practitioner or a facilitator, you have your own business, but we did create as Access a consent form that our wonderful lawyer, David Kubis, made. There's a whole section on what we call our Ning, or the online library, right? We have Kajabi and the Ning, but that has that form. That's an example that he created that said, hey, you can use this as an example for your business so that you cover you, and have people sign something if like, hey, I do agree to be touched, so that it covers you. So you can find that on the Ning. If you're a practitioner, there's a practitioner Ning, and there's now that resource library. If you can't find it there, just email customer service at accessconsciousness.com and they can send that to you.
Right.
Cool. And then Tracy's asking about like, do I need to renew my BF license if I'm a CFMW to do online classes? So CFMWs, if you've taken a choice of possibilities, you can do these, the online intros that we also have made available for like bars facilitators and facelift. CFMW has a little bit more, it's a honorary like title. It's not really a license like a bars facilitator is. And they can do intros on a topic, because it's like you've done bars, foundation, choice of possibilities, you've done quite a bit of Access. If you want to know more about that, I would go to the CFMW Facebook group and the online library on Kajabi. That's at accessonlinecourses.com. So you can, once you've done a COP, you're always a CFMW. If you let your bars facilitator license lapse, you can no longer facilitate bars classes, intros to bars, things that you cannot teach bars anymore. Also, because CFMW is like an honorary title, you don't get the other benefits of being a facilitator, and you totally can still do those online classes as a CFMW. You don't have to renew as your BF license. Just know that if you don't renew your BF license, you can't facilitate bars classes or bars intros. And then also, as a facilitator, if you do choose to be a bars facilitator, facelift, body process. Bars facilitators easiest because it's just 3 bars classes and you sign a contract. We do facilitator business calls. So this is like a bonus call for everybody. But if you're a facilitator, you get 2 every month. And one is a webinar on different topics. Like we just had one on all the logistics of running a business. Like David went through accounting and taxes and actually made it fun, hiring a team, all of that. Before that, it was like using social media to your advantage. Before that, I mean, it was like creating emails and nurturing a list. So we have a business webinar each month. And then we have another Zoom call like this, which is more interactive. And sometimes we have guests on like Dr. Dane or Simone Milicis or Brendan or someone else who's amazing, or we have just a Q&A, like where you guys can come on and ask questions too. So keeping your license is awesome, or becoming a facilitator, because you kind of get like an awesome business training, even if you're not, creating, but just so you know, but you can still teach intros as a CFMW. That makes sense.
Cool. Do you want to take, there's a few questions in the chat, but maybe we go to the ones raising their hands. Shauna.
Sure, go to Shauna first.
Yeah.
Hello. I don't really know where to start because I feel like I've asked before, like how to create, like I'm a bars facilitator, so like how to create bars classes. And it's different because like, all this COVID stuff had happened. So I'm looking at like, because I'm in a town and it's a small town. There's like nobody, like there's people here. It's a small town, but there's a lot of people. And so I figured, maybe take All of Life Comes to Me with Ease, Joy, and Glory and put it on the side of the road. It's a very busy intersection. So, and I'm like, my other question was like, with consciousness, like, I guess I'm really interested in creating more consciousness and also creating classes and also getting my bars run. So I'm like, so how can this all, like, what are the steps that can be taken in a town where I don't think maybe bars is known of, but yeah, so I'm like, what can I do or be to not die in a small little town?
Before one of these lovely ladies answer, I want to tell a really funny story because I find it a great example of your point of view creates your reality. About like, I live in this small town, so one of the people that works, she's my wonderful assistant in Access. Her name is Julie, and she's Irish, but she ended up moving to Brazil because her husband is from Brazil. And it was about a year before. If you don't know, Brazil, I think, is by far our largest section on our database now. It just like blew up. And she moved to Brazil and she was like, no one here would be interested in bars or access. So she like let her facilitator license lapse, didn't tell anyone about bars, didn't do anything. And then like it exploded in Brazil. And it was such a cool example of her point of view did create that reality. So she just thought no one would be interested there. So that's an example of, it's brilliant how potent we are with what our points of view are. So that story makes me laugh. So I just wanted to share that before anyone else responds.
I would start by just bringing on creating your points of views about your town and how small it is and how no one will ever show up. When I first became a bars facilitator, I was living in Kansas City, and it was many years ago, and there was nobody doing access consciousness anywhere near Kansas City at the time. And I was convinced that definitely, people around there would not be interested in anything like that. But I so badly wanted to get my bars run. So I was like, I'm just going to keep teaching like a few people. And before I knew it, one person would tell another person would tell another person. People would drive in from like Omaha and all over the place to take bars classes. So it's just, you just start and see how it goes. And the thing that worked well for me at the time was the books, because bars, some people are like, whatever, which I get has totally changed since I had started. But those books, like the Money Workbook and doing an intro with any of the books, the tools change people's lives so dynamically, and then you can talk to them about the bars as well. So that's kind of a nice intro. Use all the access books as marketing materials. They're brilliant. Or don't,
Totally.
your town's too small.
No, that's cool. I figured just start.
Just
Okay.
that, yeah. I always I'm very impressed about Hungary. It's this small country in Europe, right? That maybe you have 8 million of people, and we have a huge amount of bars facilitator and CF, more than other country in Europe. They are like 10 times bigger. So it's literally because for them it was like, this has to go out in the world. There is no, it's really like your point of view creates your reality. It's not about the numbers. And it's funny because if you look at all the points of view, right, all the justification more of that, how much we use them to truly limit us to have the fun and the success that we truly desire. Because you Shona, you are in all the classes. How did you know about Access? How did you find out?
Oh, that was like a long
But you know
time
what
ago.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah, that's a very intricate question, because it was one person ran my bars, gave me a book years down the road. Yeah, that's a very, yeah. Yeah,
What if the
it's
universe had your back and consciousness had your back?
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Definitely destroy and uncreate the points of views, because I sense a different possibility. Like as you guys are talking, I'm like, whoa, like there's so much possible, and a point of view would definitely limit me from that. What else is possible? Huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And remember to ask for it. You know, it's like, I can't remember what, I think it's in one of the books.
What would it take?
Like, you're like, oh, do you want more money? Yeah, I do. I like, money is my biggest thing. But then I think the question was like, have you asked for it? No. So what are you not asking for that you could ask for?
The how doesn't really help.
Yeah.
You know,
don't
like
have to
when you
go
say,
to the
how
how.
can I do this? That's not a question.
No.
Go to the how.
First job is to ask. The universe's job is the how. And that's definitely a Dane meme that I stole from him.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Shauna. Dr. Wigston.
Yeah. Hello, Dr. Wujdan.
Wigston.
It's a mean emotion in English.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. It's I want to know if I get this right, that you are not alone. Can I participate in it? I'm a facilitator, bars facilitator, sorry. But I don't know. I didn't get it really right. That if I can participate, that I can make a session for anybody that he has this problem, or it's for whom?
Can I ask you a question? Excuse. We
Yes.
have translators translating. Can you talk a little bit slower, please? So they
Sorry.
might understand you. Thank you. No, thank you.
Okay, it's okay. My question is about, can I participate with this? I'm not alone, as a gifting bars or something, and how I do that?
So anyone who has, if you've taken a bars class, you're a practitioner, so you can offer bar sessions for You Are Not Alone. So that you could create however you'd like to create that. If you'd like earlier when we were talking with, I think it was Vashima, about having a public profile. So like you want people to be able to find you, that you're offering sessions, free sessions for You Are Not Alone, then I would, that's great to have a public profile, because they're not going to find you through the Access website without that. But if you don't have that, that doesn't mean you can't offer bar sessions during the next month or two. And the reason we created You Are Not Alone this month and next is because this month is Suicide Awareness Month and October is Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's just, we are like good time in the world to let people know there's this possibility. So if you want more details of how to post like that class, creating a public account, the graphics, all of that lives in many places. One of which, did you say you're a bars facilitator or just a practitioner?
Bars facilitator.
For facilitator. Okay, so on the bars facilitator on the Ning.
Yes, and I will have my first class. I hope it will be in 17 September, my first class.
Yay.
Wish me luck.
Awesome. Good luck.
Nice, you too. Thank you. My friend, I just make it with my friend. So just we support each other.
Nice.
Awesome.
How does it get any better?
So cool. Yeah, so for all of you that have questions about that, about, giving sessions for any time, for You're Not Alone campaign, go and check out all those links we put in the chat. Basically, if you've taken a bars class, you can go to the practitioner online library that has all the information on that, or the practitioner Facebook group has how each Facebook group has an announcement section. If you ever go to a Facebook group, look in the announcements and it'll show you, here's the video and info and the graphics for You Are Not Alone, or here's the replay with Dane on the practitioner call. So look there, or on the Ning if you're a facilitator, and it'll give you information. Same if you're a bars facilitator, you'll see like, oh, here's all the intros I can facilitate. So it's there. And sometimes I get it. There's so much that it's like, where do I find anything? So if you ever can't find something, email customer service at accessconsciousness.com.
Okay. So I can have like a link or something that I will give this bars for anybody, not like there is some group I will be with them, just for myself. If I have a public profile, I can make this announcement there, or I can my site or whatever that is the way that we're doing with this. Okay.
Exactly. You can create it however you'd like, and then you can also list it on the Access site or both. And then what we do as Access Consciousness is we send people over the next couple months to that website at accessconsciousness.com/You Are Not Alone. And that's where people go, oh, here's where I search for a practitioner. Here's where I find a free session. So that's where we send people to find all of you guys.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I will have this bars class will be in 17th September in Riyadh. So anybody welcome for that, and just pull energy to it. Thank you.
Contributing to all of your classes everywhere.
Everyone. Yeah.
If you guys don't follow Access Consciousness on Facebook or Instagram, there's a bars Instagram, there's a regular like Access Consciousness Instagram, both with Facebook as well. They started, I think it was yesterday, feels like 10 years ago, but I think it was yesterday. Marilyn Bradford, who is the author and co-creator of Right Recovery for You, did a Facebook Live and interviewed a bunch of Right Recovery for You facilitators, and it was really brilliant. And there's several more Facebook Live events happening over the next month, and all of that will be inviting people to the accessconsciousness.com/You Are Not Alone. So if you haven't gotten your profile up there, you still have time. You can post free things, and there's media and all sorts of stuff happening. Dane's doing a huge ESB session that's free on September 12th. You can invite people that you know. You can definitely come yourself. So lots in motion.
Lots.
Surely.
So we don't have any more questions on here, but I know there's a few in the chat. Was this helpful for you guys? Did you like this?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very helpful.
Awesome.
I'm so excited because I want to do the practice in a addiction center. My English is not so well, so I job in a addiction center for teenagers. And today we have a pact. I don't know how they say, but I want to do the practice in there. So it's so excited for me.
Amazing.
For the child.
Wonderful.
And can I just, before we go, like there's so many of you that are creating so many wonderful things. And if you ever get a connection like that, like, now you're working in addiction center, like, how can I take the bars here more? Or what other resources you have? Please email us. You can do customer service at accessconsciousness.com. Sometimes people will contact me through social media, which is great. That is one of the things I love to do, is go, oh, you're creating that. How can we contribute? That's what we're here for. So when you start to like find something like that, reach out to us, because we can help you maybe find some of the stuff on the, all of the resources, because I get it's hard to wade through sometime, or sometimes we can create something. But if you guys are creating, we would like to contribute to you creating. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I know that it seems like a lot of people, it seems like everyone's like alone and separated, but we are all here, and it's a really cool group of people. So use the Facebook groups or reach out to different people in your area or close by and say, hey, what can we come up with together to, to create or invite people to access bars or to anything.
And the people I will le voy a decir en español. Di la clase and take the class of bars. All there wanna contribute to the day 10 September, because todas las personas que tomaron la clase conmigo,
because all the people that take the classes with me are going to
van a participar en sus centros holísticos y de sanación,
are going to participate in their holistic centers and healing centers,
brindando 3 turnos
giving three shifts of bars.
La banda de implantes y la reestructuración de cuerpos.
Running the implant bands and the restructurations of bars.
Empezaron el primero ayer.
They started the first yesterday.
Y ya me mandaron fotos.
And they already sent me pictures.
Por lo que también pienso hacer un video y después compartirlo.
So that's what I'm thinking, to make a video and then share it.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And I will say,
muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. And thank you, Claudia. And if you all ever do create something like that, like a video, or you have beautiful photos where the people say it's okay to use it in social media, please send it to us, because we share those. We would love to put your photos or videos on like the bar's Instagram and Facebook. What we normally do is we look in like the groups of things you guys are posting, and then we message you, hey, can we use this? But if you have something and you let us know, we would love to share it from our social, so it can get, recognize you and also what's being created in the world. Be great. Cool. Thank you guys so much. We will.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I want to say that today is my first bar session, paid bar session. Before I make it free for my family and somebody. Today is the first one. It's paid.
Yay!
Nice.
So thank you.
How does it get better?
Because I have my first class in 2019. Then I stopped until 2021. I have the other 2 classes to be facilitated. So thank God. What else is possible?
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Right.
Awesome, you guys. I will put the link in here one more time to that Access Online Courses is the link you go to sign up for either like the facilitator or the CFMW or the Road to CF, like online libraries. This replay of this call will go there, and in the Facebook groups, it'll be sent out by email, but your inbox is like mine. Sometimes that's a little crazy. It'll be there faster on those online libraries and Facebook groups. And then that's also how we'll let you know, like Francesca and Megan said, we're going to aim to do these every couple of months. So if you'd like to be on the next call and know about it, that's also a great place to join, because we let you know the call information and like the dates ahead of time, so you can join.
Right.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Megan, Francie, and thank you all. and
Thank you,
all.
Emily, Megan. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, translator. Thank you, tech
Thank you,
team. Thank you,
translator.
everyone.
Everyone.
Thank you, God.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.